Should the Texans trade for running back Melvin Gordon from the LA Chargers? Now, if you guys haven't heard, Melvin Gordon, he wants a new contract, and he threatened the Chargers, telling them, if I don't get this new contract, I'm holding out, trade me. So he wants a new contract, or else he wants out. Now, if you guys know me, I don't really like talking about trades, but since this is a topic going around the Texans fan base, I kind of had to talk about it. I've seen this question in a bunch of places. This question has been asked to me, and I've seen certain articles suggesting that the Texans trade for Melvin Gordon. Now, Melvin Gordon, in my opinion, he's a very good running back. He's a good running back. He is absolutely better than Lamar Miller, but he's not, the Saquon Barkley, Ezekiel Elliott guy. He's not elite, I guess you can say. He's very good, but he's not great, not elite, not as good as Ezekiel Elliott or Barkley or Alvin Kamara. He's not quite at that level. Now, would he be an upgrade over what the Texans have now? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about Lamar Miller. Lamar Miller, the Texan fan base, is kind of split on him. Some part of the fan base hates him. The other half, tolerates him. I don't think there's anyone out here in the Texans fan base that just loves Lamar Miller. I think you either don't care about him or hate him. I think that's how it is, and I'm in the kind of don't really care about him. You can do so much better than Lamar Miller, but you can also do worse. However, in my opinion, Lamar Miller, he's just an average back. Lamar Miller will go as far as the offensive line goes. If the offensive line sucks, guess what? Lamar Miller will suck. If the offensive line is performing good that day, then guess what? Lamar Miller will perform good that day. Now, there is some running backs in the NFL that, they can perform well. Obviously, I'm not going to say they're going to perform well with the worst O-line in the NFL, but some running backs can create their own run space. They can, make a defender miss, truck them, fight for extra yards. And I feel like Melvin Gordon is one of those guys. He can get more yards than Lamar Miller would be able to. Now, you also got to talk about Deontay Foreman, because I know, if I say the Texans running back position needs an upgrade, some people are going to bring up Deontay Foreman. And even though I am on the Foreman hype train again, you got to remember, Achilles injury to a running back, very serious. Yes, Foreman looks good working out on Instagram, but will Foreman look good in September, October, November, December? That's what really matters. Can he come back and perform in the regular season? That is still yet to be seen. That is a huge question mark. So, honestly, it's better to be safe than sorry when it comes to a position like that. You can't bet on Foreman. You got to be cautious. So the Texans running back position could use an upgrade. Now, what would it take to trade for a Melvin Gordon? In my opinion, and this is why I hate talking about trades, because I just don't know the value of certain players. Maybe the Chargers don't care about Melvin Gordon and they'll trade him away for a bag of chips. Or maybe they absolutely love Melvin Gordon and they'll ask for 3 first-round picks. I just don't know. And then there's a whole situation of, how much do the Texans value a running back like Melvin Gordon? How much would the Texans give up? How much would other teams in the NFL give up? So I just do not know the value of these players. So everything I say when it comes to trades is just, I guess, speculation on what I would give. Now, for a guy like Melvin Gordon, I'd probably go a second-round pick and some change, like a 7th-round pick, like a second-round pick and a 7th-round pick. Of course, that's assuming the Texans are going to be picking late in the second, somewhere in the 20s or whatever in the second round. So that's what I think Melvin Gordon's value is. Now, I know some people are going to say this. Trade Jadeveon Clowney for Melvin Gordon. To that, I say, hell no. Why? Because Clowney is just so much better than Melvin Gordon. Clowney has a way bigger impact on the game than a running back like Melvin Gordon would have. And there's also, you can't just say, trade Clowney to the Chargers. You can't just look at it from our perspective. You gotta look at it from their perspective too. The Chargers have Melvin Ingram and Joey Bosa at both edge rusher positions, so they have no need for Clowney. They'd probably be like, no, we have our own two pass rushers that are very good. One of them still on his rookie contract, and the other is kind of underpaid, so yeah, we're good. We don't want Clowney. That's what the Chargers would say if you offer Clowney. So no, don't trade Clowney for Gordon. Now, would the Texans do this trade? No. Should the Texans do this trade? No. Would I do this trade? No. Why? Well, look. Even though I believe that a good running back can do wonders for a team, even though I believe that it's totally worth it spending a first-round pick on a running back like Saquon Barkley, like Ezekiel Elliott, even though I think it's worth doing that, I don't think it's worth spending a high pick, like a second-round pick, and then churning around and then giving that guy a huge contract. Because keep in mind, the reason Melvin Gordon wants out, or would want out, because he doesn't want out. He wants a contract first, and if he doesn't get a contract, then he's threatening them with a trade. So, say the Chargers get to that point, they trade him because they don't want to give him a contract, and say the Texans trade for him, the Texans then have to give him a contract, because Melvin Gordon won't want to come here unless the Texans promise him a new contract. And a new contract for Melvin Gordon, easily over $10 million a year on average. So, would you pay a high round pick and high money, top tier running back money for a running back? No, I wouldn't. Because although I do believe that a running back could be beneficial to our offense and to any offense, I don't believe a running back is that important that you had to spend a high round pick and over $10 million a year per average. Like, yeah, we could go draft a guy like Zeke next year. I'm not saying we're going to find the next Zeke, but, we could draft a guy in the first round and running back the following year, and then guess what? We're paying him way less than $10 million a year for 4 years. Or, last year, we could have signed Le'Veon Bell in free agency. We'd be paying him over $10 million, but we wouldn't give up a draft pick. So, you're either going to pay high money for running back in free agency, or you're going to draft one high. I don't mind doing either, but doing both, that's a no for me. So, there's that. And then, there's also this. Melvin Gordon has only played 16 games once in his 4-year career. So would you really trade a pick for a guy like that, give him a bunch of money, and you don't even know if he's going to suit up all 16 games in the season? And you guys already know, the Texans, they're one of the most unlucky teams when it comes to injuries. Would you really want to get a guy that has a little bit of an injury history? If we're going to get a guy, he has to come in here and play 16 games. He has to be a reliable guy, in my opinion. At least if it's a guy like Melvin Gordon, who isn't an elite tier talent. He's good, but not elite. Remember that. Now, there's also this. Melvin Gordon has an average of 4.0 yards per carry. You guys don't know. That's not too spectacular. For example, Lamar Miller has a 4.3. Ezekiel Elliott, 4.7. Saquon Barkley, 5.0. Alvin Kamara, 5.1. Christian McCaffrey, 4.6. Le'Veon Bell, 4.3. Todd Gurley, 4.4. So, Melvin Gordon being all the way down in the 4.0 yard per carry category, that's not too promising. Keep in mind, he's going to be coming to Houston where our O-line isn't exactly spectacular, so 4.0 might not be the worst for Melvin Gordon. It might be worse than that. So last year, Lamar Miller had a 4.6 yard per carry average, so who knows what Melvin Gordon would do here with this O-line. And then you also got to think about this. What about Jadeveon Clowney? Like, how do you think Jadeveon Clowney would feel if, we traded for Melvin Gordon and then gave him a huge contract? Clowney would be like, what the hell? What about me? You trade for this guy who hasn't been on the team. You give him a huge contract. He hasn't even been here a day. I've been here busting my ass off for 4 or 5 years, and I can't get a contract. How would Clowney feel? Not only that, you got to pay Clowney, of course, if you're going to decide to pay Clowney. You got to pay DJ Reader soon. You might have to pay Nick Martin, depending how he does this year. Merciless, his contract's up this year. Roby, how will Roby do? I mean, if he does good, you should probably keep him. Will Fuller's coming up too. Deshaun Watson, he's going to need a new contract in 2 years. So, can you really afford to give a running back like Melvin Gordon a lot of money? No. And there's also this. The Texans, they have bigger needs than a running back. Like, they can be spending picks on an offensive tackle or a corner instead of a running back. I feel like an offensive tackle like Trent Williams or a corner like Patrick Peterson would have a bigger impact than a running back like Melvin Gordon. So if the Texans really want to make a trade, they should consider making a trade for a different position, not running back. And there's also this. I just think there's no way the Chargers would trade Melvin Gordon. I just don't see it. And honestly, I just think the Texans are just better off keeping their picks and their players and just working on improving the offensive line to improve the run game with Lamar Miller. Improve the O-line, run game improves with Lamar Miller, and then, hope that Foreman comes back to form and takes over, because I do think Deontay Foreman is more talented than Lamar Miller. So if the O-line improves and Foreman comes back to form, you honestly don't really need a running back, honestly. So that's all I really have on that topic. I don't think we should trade for Melvin Gordon. I think we should trade for something else, but not a running back. Not a running back. And yeah, that's all I have on this topic. Be sure to comment down below your own opinion on if we should trade for Melvin Gordon or not. Be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.